Hey, it's live. Reminder after 7 o'clock, catching up cheaters live on your radio with the Staycation setup. Plus, we got VIP passes for the Arizona Super Show. She got Joey Boy.
What up? It's JD.
And it's Sienna.
Breaking news for the school system in Arizona. JD, what could be happening?
Yeah, last week, the Arizona House passed Bill 2484 that would make it a statewide ban to ban cell phones in schools.
So kids getting ready for school, I know you're just hating that. They're going to hate this even more.
Yeah.
At one point, you can't take your phones to school. You can't put it in your backpack, in your pants. You just can't take it to school.
There are some districts, though, that have like some stuff implemented already. I know like Scottsdale has some stuff. Our good friends in Apache Junction, they have some things. But this would make it a statewide ban where districts would have to come up with policies.
So call into the show, 833-730-6377. Throw it back in your mind. What was banned in your school? When you went to school, what was banned? Just curious, because I feel like we were all raised in different schools. JD, you were raised in the Bay. I was raised in LA. Sienna, you were raised here in Phoenix.
Yeah.
What was banned in your high school?
So I went to a private Catholic high school, which was St. Mary's.
Oh, Lord.
And I don't know what wasn't banned at the time, but specifically it was anything that was a tight dress or too short. So if we had prom, homecoming, anything like that, all the teachers, the principals, they were outside the door. And if your dress was too short or too tight, we talked about this on air, the 3-finger rule. You put your 3 fingers together and your shoulder, like whatever straps on your shoulder, it has to be thicker than that. And a lot of girls were getting kicked out of prom, homecoming, all the dances because
they would get kicked out of their prom?
Yeah, we wouldn't even be let in if it was too tight or short.
Jeez, that's intense.
They would get turned away. So if you were out with your mom or whoever buying this dress that you think you look so cute in and you got turned away, it was the biggest deal ever.
Oh, my God.
So couldn't do it.
You had to have a standby dress.
No, that's for real.
Yeah, it was strict.
Let's hit these phone lines. Looks like we got Matzi in Maricopa. Matzi, what was banned in your high school?
Off-campus lunches.
Off-campus lunch. You see, in my high school, that was a reward for the seniors. The seniors can do off-campus, and if you were not a senior, you'd have to have like parent permission or permission slips done by. But why was yours banned?
So it happened my freshman year. It was available to everyone in the school. But around about that year, there was multiple car accidents happening with the students, so they just banned it altogether.
It's kids learning how to drive and getting that first fender bender.
They did have 2 lunches at my school. They had a freshman lunch and then they had sophomore, senior, juniors, and they could leave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, freshmen couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to leave campus at all, whether you were a freshman or through seniors.
Well, you went to St. Mary's, so if you guys went off campus, you end up at Band-Aids down the street.
It is right around the corner.
You're like, no, we're not doing that.
Or there was a Bikini Beans. There used to be one right there when you drove out of our school.
St. Mary's alum, you gotta love it. Jesus, literally, Jesus.
Once a night, always a night.
Not the St. Mary's night. Was that about once a night?
Once a night, always a night.
Oh, Lord. No wonder half of the people that work at Band-Aids are from St. Mary's.
It's a filtering system.
God. Okay, so the off-campus lunches were banned.
Yeah.
Well, what town is this happening in?
It was up north in Tuba City.
Tuba City.
Now, what is banned up there from the high school district in general is backpacks. It's clear backpacks only.
Good. I'm with that.
You wear clear backpacks?
Hell yeah.
Okay, I'm not mad at the clear backpacks.
Yeah, me neither.
Because the way I see it, it protects my kids. If all of you guys are wearing clear backpacks, we can all see what you're going in school with and what you're coming out with.
Yeah, that's how it is now up there. And there is a lot of parents who were like upset about it.
Why wouldn't they want the clear backpacks? Why would parents not like that? Do you know why they didn't like that idea?
For them, it was they couldn't find it, like when they shopped for it, because the closest place to shop up there is Flagstaff. So
tell them there's a thing called Amazon Prime or the U.S. Post Office that could mail it. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
And invading privacy, apparently.
They needed privacy.
Privacy.
Yeah.
So many private things in your backpack.
Yeah, gotta hide those Glocks and condoms. All right. Well, thank you for sharing, love.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
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 833-730-6377. All right, new bill in Arizona might be banning cell phones for your kiddies. What was banned in your high school? Let us know. It might be passing here, some breaking news here in Arizona. Kids might not be allowed to carry their cell phones into the classroom or into the school, JD.
Yeah, it's kind of vague, some of the rules. This was vetoed already, something similar to this last year.
Yeah.
But I don't know how necessarily they're going to implement these specific rules, but each district would have to come up with policies. So this goes to the Senate. It was passed last week in the House here in AZ.
We'll keep you posted if this is going to actually happen. I know there's some mixed feelings with parents about, their kids having a phone just in case it's an emergency.
Right.
And some parents are for it because it's distracting their kids from actually studying and learning things in school, especially if you're putting in some good money at St. Mary's. So, call in 833-730-6377. What was banned in your school? Me growing up in L.A. and high school and junior high, Raider gear. And I know Sienna and JD, you're big Raider fans.
Yeah.
You couldn't wear Raider gear because it was gang affiliated.
Oh, okay. I wasn't alive then, so was it just like the time of what was like going on?
Well, when back in the days when Raiders were in L.A., that's what gang members would wear. They would wear Raider gear, Raider beanies. So they just said, no Raider gear. Oh, but I'm a Raider fan. Doesn't matter.
You're going to let her take the subtle shot at you, and she just said, I wasn't alive then?
Oh, she wasn't.
Just going to let her take the subtle shot at you?
No, what year were you born
talk to my friend like that?
96.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. No, I embrace it at this point. No, Raiders I think, went through 3 different cities at that point.
Yeah.
That is true.
What was banned in your school? Let's hit these phone lines. Morning Mess. Who's this from what city?
Hi, this is Chelsea from Heber Springs, Arkansas.
Chelsea from Arkansas. Are you listening on the Odyssey app?
Yes, sir. Every morning.
Nice. Well, we appreciate you. Chelsea, let's jump on the board here. What was banned in your school?
I'm from North Carolina, and there was these huge shirts back in the day, Dixie Outfitter shirts. But they had, like, rebel flags on them and all this. So it was, like, started a riot. Not bad, but it was got to the point where they just banned it. No one could wear it. If you wore it, you had to turn it inside out or go home.
Yeah.
Really?
I can see why they were banned.
Yeah, well,
I mean, that one is Lynchburg, Tennessee. Yeah, that's with a Confederate flag in the background. Yeah, I could see why maybe that would be problematic.
Yeah, those, they lost that war if we go back.
So it was a brand that was basically from the South, and that's why some kids were trying to rock it?
it was not that. No, it was just, I guess they thought it was like, not in a bad way, like, oh, white pride, but it was just, they thought they was rocking it and it was a big thing. And other people didn't like it, so it got banned.
Yeah.
Where could you buy that shirt from?
Yeah, JD's asking for a friend.
No, one of you guys asked me a question. Dang it, why did I have to be the one to ask?
JD's asking for a friend where you can get this Confederate flag shirt.
I'm pulling up pictures.
Let
and
me
there's
see.
Like looks like not a Cracker Barrel, but like a little
Dixie
store?
Outfitters.
Yeah, it looks like they have all the amendments posted up.
Yeah.
an old looking.
I definitely would be
store.
uncomfortable going into that store that I wouldn't come back out.
I'd be a goner.
Yep. And this was like 2005-ish. So
Is that brand still around?
I have no idea.
People that voted for this cell phone ban voted for it.
All right. Dixie Outfitters are on the board, and I appreciate you listening from Arkansas. That's wild.
Yep. I was in Arizona, but I moved here a couple years ago.
Why the
Oh,
hell
okay.
do you want to live in Arkansas?
Because it's really slow and no violence and no crime.
As you have a Confederate flag shirt that was banned in your schools?
All right. You're on the board. Thanks for sharing, love.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a good day.
Don't tell us what to do. Now you're here.
Bye.
That was my best Arkansas accent. I don't know what else to say about that. Why don't you love me, Jenny? Let's check in with Rasco in Phoenix. All right, Rasco. What was banned in your school?
Kool-Aid, man. So what we did, we had Kool-Aid packets. We mixed it with sugar before we went to school, and we put it in little Ziploc baggies. And then we twist it up in the corner so it looked like a substance in a bag. And they banned that because it looked like a substance in a bag. So they said we can no longer. But we used to just eat it. We put it in our palms and we could eat it all day.
So you wanted it to look like a substance, but you were just getting a sugar high and just thought it was funny how you packaged it.
They thought it was funny how we packaged it. We were just like elementary kids. We thought it was normal. We were just doing what everybody was doing.
Oh.
We weren't trying to do drugs or anything.
You didn't do it because you saw it in a movie. You just thought you were being creative.
Yes, 100%.
You were spiking the Kool-Aid with more sugar.
Yeah.
But it looked like dime bags. Man.
Yeah. And then our palms, they would check our palms because our palms would be blue, pink, red, or orange. And they would say, oh, you're having Kool-Aid today. You're getting in trouble for this. Detention, or we're calling your parents.
That's crazy.
I mean, as a girl, producer Jules unlocked this memory for me. We used to, it was a trend, dye our hair with Kool-Aid. So you would like warm it up or whatever, and you would dip the ends in it. I completely forgot I did this with my friends like back in high school.
Wait, you dip your hair ends with Kool-Aid?
Yeah, and it's supposed to like dye your hair because of, you know, how it's red or blue, whatever color you pick. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe you're taking Kool-Aid to school and you and your friends are in the bathroom making a concoction and just like dyeing your hair, coming home with a different color. But that's so weird that it's just like, they assumed it was a substance or whatever.
Yeah, but it became like such a big thing at the school. Every single kid was doing it, so they banned it because it looked like a substance you're carrying in your pocket.
Yeah, if I were like a parent and they send a letter to me, I'm like, there's other stuff to worry about that my kid wants sugar at school.
Right.
100%.
Yeah, I would be more mad that my daughter was coloring her hair with the dye and she come home with blue, red, pink.
Right.
Just let us get that like maybe professionally done for you so that you're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I can already see the girls in the bathroom just going crazy.
Really? And how long did that last?
For me, my hair was really dark, so it didn't last too long for me, but I think it's like a couple of weeks, I think.
Couple of weeks?
Yeah.
It would last like a week, 2 weeks.
Really? I've never heard about this red. Can you still do it? You could just take Kool-Aid and...
Yeah,
To
try
dye
it with
your
Gia.
hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
JD, why don't you try this?
No, you should try it with your daughter. This is perfect.
As long as I get to do it, I would do it with Gia.
It's not as harmful as like an actual dye, I don't think. It's just sugar and...
It's just sugar and...
I mean, I guess whatever makes the actual dye, but...
Right. Oh my God, that looks
gotta learn to
horrible.
do it
Wait,
with Gia.
producer Jules just showed me a picture of Kool-Aid dye.
Oh, wow,
That
yours
looks-
is really red. Yeah,
That's
see, mine
red.
didn't pick up the color like that at all.
Yeah, I feel like, well, this girl is blonde. I feel like blonde or lighter hair would pick it up more than dark hair. Yeah, that looks bad.
Yeah, that was a TikTok trend before TikTok was a thing. Like, I remember that going around, and we were doing that.
Kids, don't try it. Don't try that.
Another punk rock thing.
It's a punk rock thing. Yeah, I guess if it's punk rock. All right, well, have fun snorting that Kool-Aid. All right, Rascal?
Yeah, man. Thanks. man.
Later. We're having fun with it. Keep your calls coming. 833-6377. What was banned in your school? Let's check in with JD up next. We can't wait to see what was banned in the tough streets of white picket fences and
That's
cul-de-sacs.
right. Okay, no, everything was good until you said white picket fence.
Your call's up next. Boy.
What up, it's JD.
And it's Sienna.
We've been talking about this ban of cell phones in high schools and schools in general in Arizona that might pass. We'll keep you posted. Hasn't passed yet, but it might be a thing. So we're just discussing in studio. What was banned when you went to school? We got Title Vato on hold. And I know, JD, you can't wait to talk to Title Vato.
It's one of my faves.
But JD, you grew up in the Bay.
I did, yeah.
What was banned in your school?
You guys are going to be very upset because you guys are addicted. Jordans.
Jordans?
You couldn't wear J's at our school.
What?
Yeah.
Was it a threat, or what was it?
It was like it was kind of a threat type ordeal, but it was mainly like gang affiliated. I don't know, people make up anything and just say gang affiliated, but it was, people would get upset based on what J's you had. Like, if you got the new ones or whatever, it would bring up conflict. I know you guys are looking at me crazy. I don't know what else to tell you.
This is like a club thing, though, too. This is why Jays aren't allowed in some clubs, I think. Yeah.
Really? I know back in the days, no, CERN, but to me, that was more like racially motivated. They would just look at you nose to toes, and if they didn't want you in the club, they would just point out, like, yeah, no Jordans. I'm like, oh, really? Because I'm looking inside, and I see half the club wears Jordans. But I was thinking about back in the days, certain schools didn't allow like starter jackets because people were getting jacked and killed for those. So certain schools back in the days, I did remember you couldn't wear certain items that might cause yourself danger leaving school or going to school.
That's what it is. Yeah, I mean, these were mean streets where I grew up. So you have to understand,
Of course,
like,
yes.
they put a lot of limitations on us. We basically were in uniforms.
JD's high school is what we aim for to raise our kids in these schools, man.
Yes, just like cookie cutter, clean.
Yes.
As you go to St. Mary's.
I promise you it's not cookie cutter.
It definitely isn't. That's rough.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Title Vato on hold. Let's talk to with a guy named, I don't know if his last name is Vato and his first name is Title. I think he works in Title, and he definitely has his demographic that he is trying to attend. So Title Vato in Phoenix, what was banned in your school?
Okay, so when MC Hammer came out with that song "Too Legit to Quit," we weren't allowed to do the "Too Legit to Quit."
You weren't allowed to do the "Too Legit to Quit." Why not?
Because they thought it was gang signs.
Oh, do you guys
hand
even
motions,
know?
Right?
Oh, Sienna, how did you know that?
Yeah, it's too legit.
Too legit to quit.
Yeah.
JD's looking at us. Yeah, JD has no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
See, in urban America, JD, there was this rapper. He was African American, and MC Hammer.
Come on, man, he's from the Bay.
I know. So how do you not know Too Legit to Quit?
I know the song.
Yeah, well, it came with a dance. So you're doing Too Legit to Quit.
Yeah, it's terrible American Sign Language. Shame on him.
Easy enough.
So your teachers thought you guys were throwing gang signs as you're doing the Running Man? Is that how dumb your teachers were?
Exactly, man.
Okay.
Exactly. But we did do a ghetto school, and there were gangs there.
There were gangs there. Okay. Call out the high school. What school you graduate from?
Carl Hayden Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Carl Hayden. Yeah. Say less.
Shout out my mom. She went to Carl Hayden.
That's it.